So this is kind of like a follow-up to my previous video where I was talking about like the chemo blues, chemo blahs. Like after you finish your months of chemo, like sometimes you can feel very blah and down and downright depressed. And so I was just thinking about it because like things, you're supposed to be on like the up and up. You're not in chemo anymore. Your white and red blood cells are coming back up. You're getting your energy back. You're not having to go get infusions and stupid steroids, and life is good. But for some reason some of us go through like the blues. And then I remembered that I believe it was my last infusion when I went back and got Keytruda. My nurse was asking how I'm doing, and I jokingly said, I am great. I mean, nothing personal, but it's nice not coming back here for chemo. And she laughed it off, and she was like, a lot of people don't realize how awful chemo is when you're in it, because you're in survival mode. But once you finish it, then you can reflect back and you're like, wow, like I've been through the trenches. And that is so true. And I think that plays a big part of how sometimes I feel very blah and down. And on top of that, you get into like such a rhythm or a routine of going back every other week or every week, for chemo. Like for example, I did 4 ACs and 12 Taxol Carbo and Keytruda. So this was like months. I basically lived part-time at that cancer center. I joked with them that I should have like a VIP parking spot. But it becomes like your life for so long. And then once you're done, you celebrate and you ring the bell and you move on with your life and you're like, woo, I did it. And then it's like, now what? I think that like subconsciously maybe we feel kind of lost. Like we know what the next step is, but it just kind of like disrupts your normal routine. I know I based my life for months around the next chemo, when I could schedule this, when should I schedule that, what days were my nesting days, because the day before chemo I usually felt good and my energy levels were up, and so I would nest and get laundry done and pay bills or grocery shop or whatever else I needed to do that I hadn't been able to do. And it was just my life for so long, and now I don't have to worry about doing that anymore. So I think it's learning to live your life as a survivor. It's a new chapter, and it's not mainstream. Like we all Google things about chemo or radiation or surgery, but there's not a lot of light shed on the in-between treatments and how to deal with that. So yeah, if you are freshly diagnosed or you're in the middle of chemo, just know that, in the time between chemo and your surgery and your radiation, or however your timeline works, that, you might have some downtime. And if you end up feeling a little blah or blue or depressed, just know that you're not alone. I'm going to call it normal because I've heard it from multiple people that they have experienced this too. And for most of us, it does clear up on its own. But mental health is important. And if you are struggling, reach out. Just know that you are not alone. You're not weird. There's nothing wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out and expressing that you need help. That is so important. So yeah, I just wanted to do a follow-up and shed that little tidbit of information that, yeah, we've been through the trenches and we've got to adjust to being a survivor, which in the big picture is not so bad. We're still here, we're still alive, we're still kicking, so we just got to adjust, and this too shall pass, and we'll get used to our new normal. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.